Mark Meldrum, Meldrum's Monster Garage, and you're looking at a Chevrolet 283 and a 1966 Chevrolet Malibu. Of course, you'll notice that we are missing a carburetor. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The carburetor had fuel coming out of the vent. So we got issues. It wouldn't keep going. So let me show you it on the bench here. So there you go. There's the carburetor sitting on the bench. And we had fuel coming out of the vent here. So something stuck in the float or some dirt here in the carburetor. You can see it's looks pretty dirty. So we'll see what we can do with this. We'll do some cleaning. Might have to take the top off here to get to the float. See what shape we're in there. But here we go. So here's the top of the 2-barrel carburetor, and we've got it off the base. And what we're looking at here is I've watched a few videos on this, and if you hear the dog bark, she's kind of looking at me over there from the porch. I don't know if you can hear Midview High School in the background there. Can hear the band and can almost hear the score. But anyway, most likely cause of this carburetor running so rich and spilling fuel out of the vent tube is this valve, or this float right here, is attached to a little Viton pintle that goes down in that hole there, and there's probably some dirt down in there. So and then this is the acceleration power valve. It puts that initial flush of fuel into the carburetor so you don't bog out when you get going. Hey, you can tell I'm not a carburetor guy, but I've got to watch other videos. But I'm sure if you want some experts, Mike's Carburetors out there does a real nice job of explaining this. So I watched his video and I know kind of what to clean out here. We're going to check and make sure this float doesn't have any fuel in it, because if it has a little hole in it and some fuel in it, that could cause a problem. Mike also said these new fuel pumps that are being manufactured put out too much pressure. So I had to put a fuel pump on this thing. That may be the cause of the whole problem. He said some of these new fuel pumps put out like 10 psi, and this carburetor only needs about 4 to 5 psi to operate. So maybe that's something else to look into after I get this cleaned up. But hey, the car was running just fine and dandy, and it sat for a couple weeks, and that's when I ran into this problem. So let me take this apart a little further, and I'll show you a few more parts here. Go Midview. Well, it didn't take long for me to figure out what the problem is, and I'm going to show it to you right away. Hopefully you can hear this. Can you hear that? This thing is filled with fuel. So that would make this float not operate properly. So I guess these new... I'm going to be careful. I'm going to get another copper one. I guess the new ones are made out of some type of rubber material that's hard. And they make some hollow ones too. But wow, I can't believe how much fuel's in there. So we'll get a replacement on that. And we'll just do some cleaning here. This is the little pintle I was telling you about. So, sure, there may be dirt down in there, but I doubt that was the problem now that I see this is filled with fuel. So, I don't know where I'm going to get this thing from, but looks like the car is down and out for a while. Just so you know, yeah, I'll get that cleaned out down in there. And I also noticed that the screws were very loose on this, so could have been leaking a little bit of air into that carburetor too. And then I also noticed the four bolts, or the four bolts, that nuts that hold it down to the manifold, were somewhat loose too. So that's another problem with these older carburetors. Tend to loosen up on top of these manifolds, but we'll get that fixed. Had a wonderful day today. you know, it's still just beautiful out here. It's a backyard with the sun setting. I tell you, it's just a beautiful day. Man, the grass is really growing quick. But we saw a 1966 Chevelle wagon. I'll show you some pictures of that. And man, oh man, was I impressed with that. And if I hadn't have bought that 4-door, I think I would have bought that wagon in a second. So, but we'll see. Maybe there's still a chance to get to it. I know Denver, our buddy from Denver's Rare Finds, he was real interested in the car too. But anyway, I'm sure we'll find something, as Patty called it, a grocery getter in the future that might be cool. So yeah, let's finish this carburetor and get back on the road. Well, I don't know if you could hear that horn, but my dogs are barking, but that means that Midview just scored a touchdown. But that's great. One last thing I wanted to show you this afternoon was we picked up this beautiful carburetor that just got rebuilt. I wish I could tell you who rebuilt this carburetor. It was a friend of Denver's. Go Midview. Hope they're winning. So they made the field goal attempt too. I think they're winning. I thought I heard 34-7. I don't know. Listen to the tape. But anyway, back to this carburetor. This carburetor is just a gem. It is a jewel. And yes, Mike, I washed my hands before I picked this up. And if you guys that are really into carburetors, now I did not bring my glasses, and it's getting a little dark out here. Let me see if I can read the... Okay, what we're looking at here is a 4557 Holley carburetor. And who can tell me what this carburetor goes on? It goes on a very special motor from 1970. But just look at the detail on this. I mean, the guy who did the restoration work on this, I mean, I saw the carburetor that they started with, and it was basically just a shell. It did not look good at all. But I think this is going to be a great carburetor. And it's going to go on a very special car that we've been working on. And I really never show any videos of that car or anything. Hopefully it'll be out of the paint shop very soon. And it's not my car, but and I won't even say whose car it is. We'll just keep that a secret right now. But I think this person will be very happy to get their carburetor back. And I know we got the motor about halfway put together, and this is just a jewel to put on top of it. So, all right, that's a little bit more about carburetors. See ya.